try to cover in today's session. Okay, so yesterday we had just looked at the concept of variables and how using a variable we are able to store some values in our programs, and we are able to manipulate them and all that. So today we will look at when we are creating a variable, what type of a variable can we create is what we will look at. In Python has certain built-in, we call them as built-in data types. That is, the language itself supports certain data types. So for text type of data, we have a string. Okay. Again, a string is nothing but a series of characters which are put within either single quotes or double quotes. Okay. So like supposing if you are going to write something like this, you see this sentence here, I've written str1 is equal to hello. So this is a string. Even I can also write str1 is equal to single quotes. So this also, according to Python, is a string only. So that is about text kind of data. Now, when we come to numeric data, you can have three types. You can have an integer, you can have floating point, and you can have complex number. So what is an integer data type? Anything which will have, without a decimal point, we consider them to be integers. So all 5, 10, 100, all these are integers. But when we come to floating point, as you all know, we add a decimal value to it. So when I say y is equal to 12.3, this becomes a float data type. Okay, now Python also supports another kind of a data type which is called as complex data type. Now, when you come to a complex number is a combination of real and imaginary numbers. Okay, now why Python gives this complex number type? Because Python is used a lot by the scientific community for doing all their computations. So in those kinds of computations, you come across complex numbers. So a complex number generally is a combination of, there will be a real part to it, and then supposing I say z is equal to 4i. Okay, so in this 4 is a real number, I is an imaginary. Okay, I hope this is clear. An imaginary number, combination of real. Is this clear? Can I go to the next? Yeah, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear, ma'am.
It's clear,
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we'll not stress much on these things because we'll be learning them at a later stage. So sequences are very, very important for us in Python, as well as the mapping type. So in case of sequences, we have list, tuples, all these things, and another kind of a data type called dictionary. Anyhow, we will be looking at them at a later point of time. So will not discuss it for today. Okay. Next, we will talk about a Boolean data type. Now, when we come to a Boolean data type, okay, anything which has a value of true or false, we call that as Boolean. Okay. So generally in Python, when I say true, it has a value of 1. When I say it is false, it has a value of 0. Okay. So if I say x equal to true, then it becomes a Boolean data type. Okay. So let us just try this. Put it in, all of you can put it in Jupyter Notebook. When I type capital T, you see the color has turned to green. Now it is recognizing it as a built-in Python keyword. Okay. So now if I say print x, and when I say, yesterday we learned one operator for finding the type of a data type. What was the type operator? Do you remember? If you
Type.
want to find type operator, type X. So now see, it is when I say print X, because X is a Boolean type of value, it is what did it print? It printed true, and it is telling me that this X belongs to a data type called Boolean. Okay, so Boolean data types will have only two values. One is true, the other one is false. Okay, now let us go to the okay. Now let us take these three operations here and let's just see what will be the output. You can also parallelly open Jupyter notebooks and type along with me, because whatever we are going to learn now, we are going to practically see how it is working. Okay, so supposing I want to compare two values, like supposing I want to know whether 10 is greater than 9, or whether 10 is equal to 9, or 10 is less than 9. Okay, so when I want to compare two different numbers, what will be the output for this? Either it is great or it is not great. That is, either you will get a true or you will get a false value for this. Okay, so when we run this, this is how the output will come. So is 10 greater than 9? True, right? 10 is greater than 9. So in the first case, the outcome of this print statement will be true. The second case, when we are trying to compare 10 with 9, we are saying 10 equal to 9 is false. You get false here. And in the third case, 10 less than 9, if you take, again you get a value of false as a output. Okay, so these operator which you are using here, anyhow we are going to learn now, these are called as comparison operators. These are used for comparing two variables. Okay, and just to show you that when you compare two variables, the outcome of that will be a Boolean value. Okay, did you execute this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next what we are trying to do is, now we've said that we have different types of different data types are there. We are saying some numbers are integer numbers, some are floats, some are complex numbers, some are strings. So now what if you want to change the data type of a variable from one type to another type, right? Supposing I want, I'm taking two integers and I'm adding them, but I want the value to come in float. Okay, so in that case, how I can do that is to use this, we call this as casting actually. So here 14 is actually an integer because there is no decimal place for it. Okay, so but I want to convert inside my calculation, I want 14 to be a floating value. Okay, so then what will I do? I will use this keyword float in front of it, and explicitly I'm going to convert that 14 into a float data type. Okay, you can even do an operation on this. 14 divided by 2. Now 14 and 2 both are integers. So normally if you don't take this float, you should get the value as 7, integer 7 you should get. But because I'm casting it into a float, I'll get 7.0. Okay, let us see that. Divided by 2. When I do this, oh, maybe start here. Let's check it in any case. So this is for explicit conversion. It is still taking 14 divided by both are integers. So it should actually be showing it as an integer, but it is taking it as a float here. Okay. I'll put it in an Excel and see. Yeah. Anyway, it is taking it as an integer floating value. Anyway, so if you even if you want to explicitly convert, now in this case, supposing I'll call it as an int now. Okay. Let's make it into an integer and let's see what will happen. Now you got it as an integer value. Okay. So this is what is this called? This is called casting, and we are if supposing here, as you have seen, if the value is coming in float, I want it to be an integer. So what did I do? I used the int word here, and I've explicitly, that is called explicitly. Okay, I'm converting it into an integer value. So this is called as casting. So what does casting help you to do? It will allow you to change the value of a data type from one data type to another data type. That is the meaning of casting. You can check out the other values also. Now here, you can check the data type also. When I say print type, it will show all that to be float data type. Okay, so this is a float data type. I'm trying to check what data type X is. I'm saying the value I'm getting is float. Okay, so this is what is called as casting. Now the second next concept we'll learn is that. So is this clear? I hope this is clear. Whenever we want to explicitly change the data type to another data type, we have to use the keyword here. If you want to convert it to integer, you have to use int. If you want to convert it to float, you can say float. Supposing here, this number is there. Actually, it is 48.2, right? So this is actually a number, but then I put it within a quotation, single. Whenever I put a number also within quotes, then it becomes a string. That you have to remember. This is a string now. Because we have put it in quotes, it becomes a string data. You can check out and see. So I take out the casting now and simply say 48 within the inverted commas if we put. Now the type of W will become string data. Okay, is this clear?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what we are going to learn next is that we are going to learn Python operators. Now, why do we require operators? If we want to perform any of our operations on the variables, we need to know what operators are available for us and what kind of an operation we can perform using those operators. Okay. So Python has different kinds of operators. So it has arithmetic operators which will allow you to do all the normal arithmetic operations like plus, minus, division, multiplication and all that. Then we have what are called as assignment operators. Now, what is the use of an assignment operator? If I want to give some value to a variable, like supposing I want to give the value of x to y, right? So then I can use the assignment operator. Similarly, if I want to compare and see whether x is greater than y or whether x is less than or equal to y or something like that, then we have to use the comparison. Okay. Similarly, we have other operators called logical operators, identity operators, membership operators, and bit byte operators. So we will perform each of these operations and just check out how they are working out. Okay. So these arithmetic operators are pretty simple to understand. First one is the plus operator. You can do x plus y. Second one is the minus operator. Third is the multiplication operator. Fourth is the division operator. So there is no surprises here. But one new operation which you may not be knowing is the modulo operator. So in case of a modulo operator, what it does is when you divide x by 5 by y, it will give you the remainder. Okay, so we will do this now. Let us take two numbers. Let us suppose x is equal to 45, y is equal to 9. When I say print x plus y, let us do print type along with me. Okay, let's do it together. Next one is the multiplication. Multiplication operation, we use the asterisk for multiplication. Okay, in all programming languages, for doing multiplication, we do use the asterisk operation. Asterisk symbol, which is there on the keyboard. Okay. X, for x modulus y, we use a percentage symbol. Okay. X mod. Now one more operator is also there. This is called as a floor operator in Python. Okay. So let us see the output when we do all these operations. X plus y we know, x minus 5 we know, x multiplied by y we know, x divided by y is, what will you get? What will you get when you divide x by y? What will you get?
Sorry?
Generally, when we divide x by y, what do we get generally?
5.
Right? No, I'm not talking. Okay. Now here, what we are getting is, in case of x modulo y, okay, instead of getting the coefficient of that, we get a remainder. Okay. This
0.
is called, this percentage symbol is called as a modulus of. So when we divide x by y, what is the remainder? Supposing we take some other number which will leave a reminder for us. I'll take x by as 11. Then you will see that when you divide 45 by 11, how much will you, what is the remainder will get? 11 fours are 44. You should get a output of 1. Okay, the remainder of that operation it will be. Now, in case of this operator, okay, two backslashes we take like this. This is called as a floor operator. What does it do? It will, when it is, let us say when it is dividing x by y, it will give you the nearest, or let me put it that way, the lowest integer value you will get. Okay. So supposing, I'll explain here. Let us do this. All of you type the values and see what you are getting. Okay. So, did you all get the output here? I'll tell you.
Yeah,
whether,
ma'am.
Yeah. Any errors?
No, ma'am, nothing.
Okay. Now this floor operation, what is it doing when we are dividing x by y? What is the value of x? 45. 45 when we divide it by 11, what is the quotient that we are getting? It will be somewhere in decimal points, right? It will be 4 point, frankly 11 4 44. 1 will be remaining, 0.0 something you will get. 4.0 11 9 9. You will get a value of 4.09. Okay. So what is this floor operator going to do? It will give you the nearest integer value. And why we call it as floor? Because it is not going to, if supposing if I get a value which is like, if the value is greater than supposing the value is 4.9, okay, supposing the output of this, like when I divide x by y, supposing if I'm getting 4.9, okay, so what will it do? It will round it off to the lowest integer. I hope you are able to understand what I'm saying here. When we are doing
Yes,
this
ma'am.
floor operation, yeah, when you do the floor operation, what will happen is supposing the result is something like 4.9. So how will it give the readest value? 4.9. Actually, if you round it off, it has to go to 5. But the floor operator will give the lower indicator. Okay, so we will get a 4 here. So I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, what is the precedence of the operations? Whenever you take any arithmetic operator, the precedence is, you have to remember this acronym. It's called PEMDAS. That is, first, any expression, if there is an expression which is a combination of several arithmetic operators, how is that expression evaluated? According to this, first, Python will evaluate whatever is inside the parenthesis, followed by exponential is to the power of, okay, followed by multiplication and division, and then comes addition and subtraction. So this is the order in which Python will evaluate the expression. Okay, so let us take any one value like this. Okay, this is take any expression anywhere. Let us say evaluate print 25 multiplied by 5, and then put the bracket here, 5 plus 4. So how will it evaluate? First it starts from left to right, okay, comes to the this is the actual expression, right? So what is the inner bracket now? It will first compute the value inside the bracket. So first inside the bracket, what do we have? 5 into 5 plus 4. So it will be 5 plus 4, 9. And then it will come here and then multiply 9 by 22. Okay. That is how it is going to do the evaluation. Whatever is there inside the bracket, that will be evaluated first, followed by, after the parenthesis, what is the precedence we are following? After the parenthesis, if there is any exponent means to the power of. Okay, if there is anything like that, that operation will be performed, followed by multiplication and division will have equal precedence, and after that, addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction will again have the same precedence. So that is how any complex operation is there, then that is how your Python is going to evaluate that particular arithmetic expression. Okay, so let us just see the answer for this. So 24 into 9, you got the answer 216. Okay, so this is about operator precedence. I hope this is clear, everybody.
Yes,
Operator,
ma'am, it's clear.
hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Vidya, tell me.
It's clear, ma'am. Nothing.
Oh, okay. Tell me the answers to this, okay? What is the answers for this? Please tell me.
Okay, ma'am.
The first one should get an answer of. Now we are using the floor operation here. Okay. So when you divide 10 by 3, the lowest integer will be the result.
The answer will be 3, I think. Yeah.
It should come as 3. So just check what will happen if you are taking negative number.
Negative number also. I think the minus 3, minus 2.
Should we run it and see? Let's see what Python will give us.
-3, ma'am.
Okay. And when you are taking values like this with decimal values, it is giving you the answers with decimal
Yes,
only.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So we have seen the different types of arithmetic operators now: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus operator, which will give you the remainder. Then exponential. That what is exponential? So just to quickly be this thing print. Okay, this means 2 cubes, so you got 8 here. Okay, this is the exponential operator. You will have to use 2 asterisks for exponential. Okay, so modulus operator, exponential operator, and division operator. So these are the mathematical operators or arithmetic operators which we have seen. Now we go to assignment operators. Okay. Now what is the use of an assignment operator? These operators are used to give some values to a particular variable. During our program, when we are writing some code, we will have to make use of these assignment operators to give some values to our variables. Okay, so what you see here is the operation which we have written, and this we will call it, this is the result of that operation. Okay, this is how we write the operation, and this one here we call this as a shortcut or a shorthand. Okay, so if we want to write x is equal to x plus 3, we write it in shortcut as x plus is equal to 3. Okay, so let us just use one or two of these so that you will be able to understand. Then you can practice the rest of them. Did you understand? If we want to write x is equal to x plus 3, we can write it in a shortcut way by writing x plus is equal to 3. The meaning of x plus is equal to 3 is actually x is equal to x plus 3. So let us use this operation here. Supposing we have x is equal to some value, then we are saying x plus is equal to 3. Now print the value of x. You should get what? 78 plus 3. So you should get 81 here. Okay. So these are all called assignment operators. So what is the use of an assignment operators? To give some values to some variables, we use the assignment operator. So this is for addition, this is for subtraction, this is again for multiplication, this is for division, this percentage symbol is for modulus, and this is our floor operator, and this is an exponential operator. Okay, exponential, we call it as actually exponent. That is the word for it. So this is an exponent operator. So you want to take and practice one or two more, you can just write it and see. Just so you remember all the operators, nothing else. It is not because of you won't be able to do it or anything, just so that you remember the operators, we are going to use them. So supposing you want to do multiplication, how will I write it? X star equal to 3. Okay, let's take a smaller one, 7. So when I say what x star equal to 3, what is the meaning of that? X is equal to x multiplied by 3. Okay, the meaning of this is x is equal to x multiplied by 3. So what is the value of output you will get here? 7 multiplied by 3 is equal to 20. Okay, so that way you can just check out the rest of the operators which are there here. So is it clear up to here? I hope there's no, it's not very difficult. You can,
Yeah.
okay. Now here, this is a little bit tricky because here you have to know the concept of binary numbers. Okay, so this operation is called as an bitwise binary operation. Okay, so let us just say x is equal to 5 and x I'll tell you the meaning of this. For this, I'll use the notepad. I'll just type it here and show you. What we in this particular ampersand operator and the one after that, there is one more operator like this. This is called as an OR operator. This is the AND operator, and this is called as a OR operator. Again, this is called as an XOR operator. Okay, this is called right shift, and this is called left shift. Okay, so let us see what is the effect of this. Now, if when you are performing this kind of an operation, your Python is actually going to do something called as a bitwise AND operation. Okay, so what is the meaning of a bitwise operation? This x is actually a number, actual number, but then when it's actually converted into a binary form. Okay, I hope you all know what is meant by binary. Binary means in binary arithmetic we have only two values, or we call that actually as a binary number system. In binary number system, we have only two values. What are they? 1 and a 0. Okay. In binary number system, any number can be expressed in the form of ones and zeros. Now, if a decimal number 5 is there, and if I want to convert it into a binary number, the conversion part we don't have time here, but I'll just tell you What is a decimal number in a binary number? I'll write it 0, 1, 0, 1. This will be actually a binary equivalent of the decimal number 5. Okay, just don't worry about how that is coming, because you have to do some conversion. We won't have time to discuss that. So if, and again, 3 or in binary is 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So now when we do a bitwise operation, what will we do? First we'll take these two, this one and this one. Okay. So 1 and 1 in AND operation, if both the values are 1, the outcome or the result will be a 1. Okay, please try to understand. It might be a little tricky. If we take this last bit, I'm starting from the last side. Okay, the extreme, that is the most, the least significant digit on the right hand side. I'm taking the top one and the bottom one of this. So if I say 1 and 1, what will happen? So 1 and this one, if both the values are 1, we will get a 1. Okay, here we will be getting a 1. Next, if this is a 0 and this is a 1, what is the outcome? One number is 0, the other number is 1, means the outcome will be a 0, because unless and